Hi class, this is one of the lessons from Chinese music that you need to learn for your N-level music exam. Before I begin the lesson, I'd like to make an acknowledgement that some of the materials for this lesson is taken from the book Music Alive, Exploring the World of Sound by Larry Francis, Caroline Francis and Lam Chi Hu. Okay, so let's start on our lesson for Chinese music. Chinese music culture, a bit of Chinese music, history of Chinese music. The culture is among the oldest in the world. As you know, the Chinese civilization is an ancient civilization. So long before any other music culture or instruments have been developed, the Chinese have developed the music culture and instruments. Now, legend has it that one of the ministers, Ling Lun, was told by the emperor to go to the mountains to collect bamboo tubes. So the notes for the Chinese music is derived from these bamboo tubes. That's according to the legend. Now, if you listen to some of the Chinese songs, traditional songs, most of them are inspired by nature. For example, they get their inspiration from looking at trees or water or animals, things like that. Yeah, and traditional Chinese music is largely melodic. It's only when the Chinese started to play music with some Western elements, then they included the harmony. One of the examples of this can be seen in Chinese orchestra. Next, what are the type of instruments that are used in Chinese music? Well, you have the kucheng, the pipa, and the yangqin. As you know, these are string instruments. They can be either plucked or struck. And the other string instrument that you need to know is the erhu. The erhu is like a violin, but it's like a Chinese violin. So how do you play it? It is bowed. Let's have a look at examples of these instruments. Yeah. This is the kucheng and the pipa. So let's have a listen. This is the kucheng. As you can see, it is played by plucking the strings on one hand. Whereas on the other hand, the left hand is pressing the strings to create the different tension. Look what happens when she presses down the strings while plucking. This is a documentary done in Canada, a Canadian TV program that highlights Chinese music. So it's in French, but you see subtitles. You can see this is the pipa. It's like a guitar. It's a Chinese guitar, you can call it. You can see again she's plucking the pipa. The manner she holds the pipa is held upright compared to the Western guitar. So the other example we would like to see is the yang chin. Okay, what is the yang chin? So take a look at the video. As you can see, the way you play is by striking the strings. There's no plucking. There is 2 wooden sticks to strike the strings. We call it hammers. 2 hammers to strike the strings. That's the yang chin. And the last of the strings is the bowed string, or the Chinese violin called the erhu. So let's look at the erhu. Just like the Chinese violin. They use a bow. This is a bow to bow the strings, just like the Western violin. Listen to the sound it makes. It's clearly very different from the yang chin, the pipa, as well as the kujang. So this lady is playing the erhu, whereas this lady at the background, she's playing the yang chin, because you can see the 2 hammers. So that concludes our first lesson on a bit of history of Chinese music, as well as the instruments that is used in the Chinese traditional music. Okay. Next lesson we will cover the musical types of traditional Chinese music.